She was so ready.
Now everyone wants to contact me, I swear.
Alright,
Dad, can you see us now? Are you happy? Jeez, it was the intermission screen. Go for RJ.
No.
Oh boy.
Hi, Jackie's dad.
No pressure.
Sorry about that.
I gotta figure out whose cam is who again, so do your thing.
Oh,
fix
sorry.
It. Yeah.
And welcome. This is Halgia D&D, a homebrew world set for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Thank you for joining us on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening if you're in England with Louis. We are about to get into some shenanigans, and these people just won't leave this city. So,
We tried, RJ. We tried.
No, we didn't. That's the problem.
We really didn't.
I tried.
No, you didn't. That's the problem.
So, if you like this and you want to, please follow, and if you have the means and wish to do so, go ahead and subscribe. That'd be neat. I'm RJ, the DM, and I play all of the characters in the world, except for the 5 of them, and who are you people?
Hello, I'm Instigator-in-Chief of never leaving the city in which I was raised. I'm Louis, and I play the human Rune Knight fighter, Ryan Lunabrook.
Soon I'm going to call you Louis the Town, or Ryan the Townie, and Mickey the Townie.
We're not scum, at least. That's the main thing.
Debatable. But I'm Faye. I play Faye, 1/5 of the group dedicated to killing every one of RJ's characters. I play a half-elf warlock sorceress.
I'm an angry Christmas elf.
Moving on.
That's
Thanks for that, Jackie.
That's Jackie playing Mickey.
That is all.
The, angry Christmas elf.
Merry Christmas.
I am Kira, and I play Hush, the insurrection enthusiast to backseat arcane trickster rogue.
And I'm Micah. My laptop is once again begging for the sweet, sweet release of death, so I'm on my phone.
Granted.
And I play Quinn, the Eladrin Phantom Rogue.
Okay, so thanks again. And Kira, would you like to recap how you guys were going to leave the city and then didn't?
Yeah, so it was the night of Victoria 10th. Faye inquires Ryan about the compass and speaks into it in search for someone named Ethan Hillcutt. The arrow firmly and forebodingly points downward. Faye tries to telepathically communicate with Canary Feather, who explodes into a large insect creature. It seems like an apparition from another plane. We square off against a swarm of insect creatures, all of which are able to bounce off one another to land devastating blows, chewing through our numbers like a plague. But we survived. Barely, but we survived. We end up taking a rest for the night and then hatch a plan to sell the opals. So the next morning, we sold the opals, and Faye used her charm against Mueller, the rock guy, and not only lands herself with more gold than what she bargained for, but also a date. Magda left a note behind, and she will be leaving for a city known as Lyra, taking all of her weapons with her. In her letter, she refers to Mickey as her daughter, as opposed to her caregiver, or caretaker, essentially. We find out that Canary Feather is missing, Dahlia is missing, Ornstein and Lydia are holed up in their homes, invested in their own projects, whatever that means. And as we storm the home of Marvin Strickland, berating him and his cowardice during the last few weeks, we are granted access to launch an investigation.
Okay, so as Hush is escorted out of the house, forcibly, though It was meant to be forcibly, but she left on her own will. And the rest of you stand up and rabble, and then leave on your own. You get out onto the street. You have guards that are willing to escort you into whichever of the other manors that you want to go explore. You know that 2 of these folks are missing, and 2 of these folks have been hermits, we'll say, for the last few days at least. So, you have your stuff up on Roll20, and I would like to know, what is your plan? Where would you like to go? How would you like to begin this investigation?
Well, the one person we know where they are, other than Strickland, is Yumel, because he's dead. So, should we go look at Canary Feather's place first and try and find clues for what's gone on?
Split up, split up, split
We're
up.
not splitting the party.
I think it's a good idea. If Yumul truly is this bug person, perhaps we can get some sort of clue in his place, and then when we go check on the people who are, holed up in their houses, we might have some, ammunition or evidence to be like, I know you're a bug because you have the same weird statue or whatever the hell it is.
I'm sorry. Come again. What are you talking about, bug people?
Oh, don't worry, we'll deal with them.
It's
Just
not your
let us
problem.
into Yumel's house.
Ryan, go ahead and roll an insight check, please.
Oh, I love insight checks. 19.
19. You can see you've caused a fair amount of distress in this guard by talking about bug people. This guard looks uncomfortable, but the other one's like, oh, come on, we won't escort them. Let's go.
Mickey just starts chanting, bug people, bug people.
Stop. Not helping.
If I can't be mean to politicians, you can't be mean to this guy.
You already
Yeah,
were
I
mean.
can't have fun. You can.
If Mickey is actually chanting that, one of the guards runs away, and the other one's like, all right, come with me then. And he's like, Christopher! And one of the other guards comes and replaces that one. It's like, oh, yep, I'm Christopher. Yes, I'm here now. All right, let's go. So first, if you're in...
What a wiener.
You're in Yumel's home. We will move you guys. I don't think I gave you control of this stuff, but, you're just going across the street.
That's fine.
You guys are escorted to the entryway here. You have a long stone walkway with 2 large walls on either side that lead to a staircase up, and another stone walkway that leads to a large door. On either side, there are these desert-like vegetation, like these large dry trees that kind of sprawl over the top, and you can see a few potted plants outside. So, may I ask 2 of you to make an investigation check on the entryway here?
Sure.
Rogues, go for it.
I was about to say, please not me. Anyone other than me.
17.
13.
17 and 13. So you both begin to notice. So up here, my mouse. I need to get a new mouse, guys. Micah, you want to go shopping? I can buy a mouse, and you can buy a computer.
Sure.
All right. So you both begin to notice that there are some clockwork devices that are sort of smashed and shoved off to the side in different corners of this entryway. You look, and there is one what looks like stained glass window that also looks smashed out and shattered. looking deeper, who rolled a 17? Quinn?
Yeah.
Quinn, you start to notice that all of these clockwork devices are exactly clocks. They are all stopped at the same time, and it leads to about 21 hours ago. These clocks also have instead of 3 needles of the clock, there's 6. And why don't you go ahead and roll history or arcana? Quinn, roll history. Hush, roll arcana.
Not good. 10.
16.
Okay. Hush, with a roll of 16, you surmise that these clockwork devices are timekeeping devices, obviously, but they're meant to keep time for year, month, date, hour, minute, second, um, powered by some arcane force. Uh, they're like calendar clocks.
Quinn, you never seen a calendar clock before, right?
Don't look familiar. I don't think I've seen anything like this before.
I think that's what these are, but it's just so weird to see them just out and about, and they're also stopped. I don't know about you, but I'm keen on going inside.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're probably going to find a lot more destruction on the inside if this is just around the perimeter.
All right.
So,
The 2 guards are like, if it's all right with you, we'd like to stay out here.
Yeah, we don't want to risk your lives, don't worry. Not that there's probably anything in there. We can deal with this.
yeah, we got it.
Bug people.
Can I roll an insight check on
people.
both of the guards to see how they reacted to that?
Yes, go ahead.
11. That was
11.
2 poor rolls there.
They look to be still nervous, but it's hard to tell like how much of what you just said they believe, especially when you said there's probably not much in there.
I'm still
Fine.
chanting bug people. I want to see how that affects them. It's a 12.
God. With a 12, it's hard to tell. They look scared.
Maybe that guy that just showed up. I whispered to the first guard. Maybe that guy that just showed up. Maybe he's a bug person too.
Christopher, you bug person. Christopher's like, looks at his hands. I don't think so.
Of course he was.
Mickey,
What?
Mickey, stop
Mickey, what?
playing with these guards. Like,
Mickey,
stop
why
scaring
are you
them.
doing this?
I know
Why
it's
are you
fun,
doing
but
this,
like, come on,
Mickey?
let's go, and I'll just drag her away.
I will look the first guard in the eyes and I'll be like, listen, I'm very sorry for my friend. She's a little happy to be back home, a little over exuberant.
So you're going to go inside then?
Yes. And as I turn around, now that I'm not making eye contact with him anymore, I did, however, make a mental connection. I'd like a deception check as all of a sudden he starts hearing bug sounds in his head.
Oh my god.
Oh
They're
boy.
cruel.
Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Oh,
God,
25!
these poor guards are just trying to do their job.
25!
You see him looking around in the air, backs up into the wall, trips and falls over, and then starts running away.
I hold my hand out to Mickey for a high five.
The other one, Christopher, that just showed up, is like, hey, what the hell is his problem? What was that?
You probably
Heck
scared
if
him
I
away.
know.
Do I know? Do I know? Like, oh, I see that. I see them high fiving. I know what's going on.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
100%.
there's no crazy deduction that is required for this.
No. You know my abilities.
I just sigh very hard at both of you.
And then I head in with them.
It's not even fair. I can't terrorize people, but they can.
They're not allowed to either. I'm very disappointed in both of them.
Fuck the police.
True. All right.
What is
We're gonna
happening?
be we're gonna be heading inside.
We've
Do
suddenly
you-
become socialists.
I'm already inside.
Quinn's gone.
I've had a
Quinn's
lot
gone.
of caffeine today. This is influencing me. I
All right.
apologize.
Mickey, can I have some of your help, please?
Yeah.
I got some stuff. I can bring back Pancake. He won't be happy when he comes back, though. Just a fair warning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to take like 10 minutes before we head in?
On it.
All right, cool. I'm casting Find Familiar. I think I can do that as a ritual.
Yeah, you can do it as a ritual if you have the spell components to do so.
I do. I bought them. All right, casting.
All right, so it takes about 10 minutes as Quinn, you've already headed inside.
I mean, yeah, I guess I did say that. I guess I'm just wandering
Alright.
around for 10 minutes by myself in there.
All right, so we'll get back to you, but 10 minutes. Is anyone going in with Quinn while this is happening?
I will go in with.
I'm going in. Yeah.
All right, so Mickey and Hush, you stay outside and start to trace on the paper a new version of Pancake. And what kind of familiar are you trying to summon?
Still an owl. He's still gonna have his
Owl.
little dragon wings.
Okay, go ahead and both of you roll with Painter's Tools.
15.
8.
So, as you're trying to do this quickly so you can abscond from this entryway into your investigation, you kind of go through this a little sloppily. And Hush, fortunately, some of your brushstrokes are pretty on point, but Mickey is kind of rushing through this, watching all the rest of the party go into the house. And you end up summoning basically a black and white version of Pancake as an owl.
His Doodle Bob.
It comes out.
I know.
Comes out, and the noises he makes are like that. And you see like this frame by frame reaching back and punching and reaching back and punching as Pancake isn't like fully materialized, and he is more like a flip cartoon.
I'm so sorry about yesterday. That was really bad. But you did a
Roll.
really good job. You helped me out.
Roll a persuasion check.
This is how you repay him.
Yeah.
Reborn as this awful
I'm
creature.
really pissed.
He also craves the sweet
17.
release of death.
17.
Yeah.
He just gives one quick pull to your hair and then climbs down off of you.
Okay, that's fair. I deserve that.
All
But we're gonna
right.
wreak havoc later, so it'll be okay.
Let me get you. Okay, so disclaimer to anyone watching this. I did not have time to make my own maps. I borrowed these from Incarnate, and they are much better than my talent would suggest. So to whoever made these, if you ever find this, message in a bottle, thank you. I really appreciate not asking permission and you letting me use this.
Jesus.
Holy cow!
Whoa!
As I
That
said,
was
It's loaded for me. Oh no.
Oh my god!
It's
It's
still
gonna break
loading for
back his
me.
computer.
It's just a white screen. Oh no. Oh wait, I see your icons now. Okay, we're just floating in white space.
Ooh, ostentatious is right.
who are you? Okay. Boop. I'm giving control of the first three characters over to you all.
I think Mickey's still outside.
Mickey and Hush are still
I'm
outside.
done.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What do you
There.
think?
All right.
So weird. It still hasn't loaded anything but our icons.
Yeah. Yes. That
Oh, Jesus.
There we go.
Holy shit.
that's kind of pancake.
That's what he looks like.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh,
I
I'm
was looking at the
sorry.
map.
Hang on.
Sorry, I was looking at the map.
Yeah, this is super beautiful. I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
this took a long time to make, but
I love him. Oh my goodness.
That's
He's
pancake.
the maddest
there's-
little baby boy. I
There's
love him. He's
numbers.
perfect.
What does that mean?
That his preferred state of being. He's happiest this way. He's perfect.
Jesus Christ, this place.
so you enter into a grand foyer.
Yeah, I'll
You
say.
can see, hold on, let me pull up my notes after I'm done doing this. There we go. So, there is a set of fine furniture that looks well in order. Um, it is this like deep royal, like crimson red, and it has like this gold trim around the sides. There are two side tables on either end of the foyer, these nice mahogany end pieces. There's a grand chandelier, um, and everything else you can see here in this room. The furniture itself looks well maintained and basically undisturbed. How would you like to begin exploring?
Phew, what a mansion.
So there's
How
no
much is
more
that chandelier
like
worth?
smashed things around here?
What did you say?
There's nothing like smashed in here that we can see?
Not that you can notice. Why don't you roll investigation?
I'll help search.
Okay, roll investigation.
I find nothing at all.
17 again.
17. What part of this room are you specifically investigating?
I think I just wanted to see if it looked like, because from the outside it looked like someone was just like smashing things. The windows were broken, like maybe a struggle. So I guess just seeing if it looks like furniture or easily breakable items are disturbed, things knocked over.
In this room, you find none of that. You actually find that this room is pretty well maintained. Um, if you're looking for damages as part of your investigation check, you do find that on the side tables, there is some kind of marks that are dug in with a knife on the top of the tables.
Can we look in? I want to look. Do the tables have like drawers, or is it just the table?
They're just tables. They have shelves on the bottom. There's a couple of little like trinkets, little statuettes.
What are the statuettes?
Just they appear to be uh, decorative statuettes of different
Gods?
like representative of different items that you've seen around Rylais. Like maybe it's like keeping track of the history of how inventions came into being. There is a little statuette of a brass dragon. There is.
I'm taking the brass dragon.
You taking it?
Yeah.
All right. You have a brass dragon statuette. It stands about 6 inches tall.
Beautiful. Put it in my pocket.
Oh, we're already.
I don't. Sorry, I don't know how that translates to centimeters, but would you like me to do
6 inches is 15 centimeters.
Okay. It stands 1.5 decimeters tall.
You're a jerk.
You know, Sweden actually uses
Freedom units only.
decimeters. They use deciliters and other things like that. It's so crazy.
I mean, to be fair, it's not as crazy as
Yeah, that's
the U.S. standard measurement
very true.
system.
Very true.
RJ, what time
Okay.
is it currently?
Like 11 a.m.
Okay, so 21 hours ago would have been like 2 o'clock? Or opposite. I can't do math. Wrong way.
Yeah, 21 hours ago to be 2 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll kind of look around and just be like, well, I don't think whatever we're looking for is probably in the foyer. Foyer? I don't know. What are we looking for? Like a secret door to like a bug
I think
lab?
we're just looking for anything out of place, anything
Yeah.
weird. We're doing a full
Which at the
investigation.
entrance there did seem to be quite a bit of damage. I'm honestly surprised not to see more in here. From the outside, I almost got the impression that he, I don't know, went crazy and was smashing things, but everything seems pretty much in order in this room.
Well, how smashed were those? Did it look like those were smashed by something coming in, or did it look like those were smashed by him on his way out because he was all buggy and twitchy?
I mean, there was a window broken, but the rest of it looked pretty smashed up deliberately from the looks of it.
And you would see that in this room, this is not the room that the window was in.
Can I go to the room that the window is in?
Sure, move yourself to the dining room. Okay.
Is there a candlestick in here?
Over here.
You did see the damage that you did see was the knife scrawlings into the table. But what languages do you read, Quinn?
Oh, I didn't realize there were words.
Well, there might.
Common, Elvish, Sylvan, Thieves' Cant. Not many.
No, they look to be some sort of letter or message, but it's unreadable to you. Hush and Mickey, move yourselves into the foyer, please.
What sort of language do they look like? Is it not celestial or draconic?
If Quinn is pointing it out to the rest of you,
Yeah,
it will
I'll find out.
it will not be celestial or draconic.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Faye, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Elvish, and Primordial.
Okay. Nope, none of you can read this.
One of us can.
Don't look at me.
That's true.
All right. Mickey and Hush, you move into the foyer as your friends are moving into different rooms. You guys can share a quick communication before you continue.
All right. Yeah, I'll let them know about the things crashed into the table. Not sure if either of you will have any idea, but there seems to be something weird carved into that table. Nothing any of us can read, but
Let me take a look, actually.
yeah, I know you've been able to read this thing before.
Yeah. I'm going to cast Comprehend Languages to see if I can make this more seamless.
All right. You cast Comprehend Languages. How does your spell casting look?
It is just like an endless scrawl of bluish letters that like scroll past your eyes, essentially.
All
Or,
right.
like,
So
people's more replaced by that image.
you run the hamster wheel of scrawling languages as it just conveyor belts around you. And then these runes illuminate, and you can recognize this as deep speech. And all it says on both tables is the tether is here.
Oh, fuck. She says that under her breath. Guys, she just writes it down on like a spare sheet of paper and hands it over to them to share and read.
I would just also like to say, out of character, that I believe this is the 7th time Hush has read something with Comprehend Languages, and Mickey still, for some reason, thinks that Hush can't read.
I mean, she has to
Which
use
is-
magic to read. It's obvious.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Yep.
I'm illiterate otherwise.
Uh-huh.
Big dumb cat.
Okay, so which rooms are you going to explore? Are you splitting up in any way? Or are you staying
Bedroom.
together?
Bedroom.
You're going.
Mhm.
All the
I was
secrets
gonna
are
Why
in the
start
are you
bedroom.
looking
bouncing
at
on
the
the
dining
beds?
room
That's
with
not fair.
Ryan to check out that
Was-
window that was broken.
Yeah, I'm checking out the window.
Okay.
I'm checking out what looks to be like a sitting room, a living room.
Yeah, that's like yeah, it's the living room.
Okay.
Where's the bedroom in this place? Probably upstairs, but I don't have an upstairs, so we're gonna send Mickey to this room, which is kind of a lounge slash, we'll call it bedroom,
Cool.
guest room. Okay, so let's start with the three of you all in the same room. Um, in this dining room area, you do see a smashed stained glass window. There are a couple of broken pots and vases, and a chair that's kind of shoved off to the side and kicked over. Uh, you see a little bit of a. I'm not sure if this is the term to use for insect exoskeletons, but some molted shell of an exoskeleton of an insectoid creature that kind of sheds across the floor. There's scratching on the bottom of the floor. And you also see that there's a table with 10 places set at the table. Only two of them have food on them at the very ends, and both of these plates are. I mean, it's getting stale and beginning the rotting process. You would assume that this is probably where Yumel exited his home. Now,
Ryan, I'm not sure how well you know the insight and their personal lives. Is he known to have, I don't know, a partner of some sort, family?
roll history.
Good. 7.
7. As long as you've lived in this city, you know who they are, and obviously you know the government. You didn't quite deeply investigate into their personal lives. You didn't ask questions about it. You just decided that they were just the government.
I didn't really care much for him before now, so. But I'll go
Hmm.
and pick up the insect shell. And was it under
Alright.
the table? Did you say?
Yeah, there's a chair that's scattered off to the side and like a piece of an insect shell like under the table.
Can I have a look at the underneath of the table to see if there's anything under there, like both on the floor around the underneath and also like the underside of the table?
Sure, roll for investigation. You can get aid from someone if you'd like. You have 2 rogues with you.
Does anyone want to help me?
Sure.
Oh,
All right, all 3 of you go ahead. How about that? Let's all have fun.
Oh my god. Okay, that dice is off for the moment because that's I'm doing a Jackie. That's terrible.
16.
21.
Oh shit. Uh,
Nice.
so Ryan, looking under this makes sense because looking under the table, you don't really see anything else. It just looks like the underside of the table.
Mhm.
Probably could use a nice vacuum on the floor. Well, not vacuum because that probably wouldn't really exist. Could use
Maybe
a sweep.
someone's existed it. Invented
Yeah.
it, sorry.
Maybe. Hush and Quinn, you start to look at the top of the table. You notice that 8 of the places are completely like set table pieces, but there is nothing there, and it looks like the chairs are undisturbed. The other 2 at the both heads of the table. One of them has rotting food, which looks to be some sort of like roasted boar leg or something like that with some like cactus vegetables, just desert food.
Mhm.
That's the place where where the chair seemed kicked over. where
You
Yumel
said they were
exited.
rotting food? Like
Yeah,
looked like they were left there longer than.
it's beginning to
Oh,
rot. Like it's been here for 21 hours or so.
okay.
Quinn, you venture to the other side of the table, and the food on that plate is in the same state, and it looks visually the same as the other plate, but as you get closer, something weird about the smell of it. And there's something weird about the look of it. Like there's these little strands of darkness that are kind of like tying through some of the food. Um, it looks like there's some kind of hair in it. And as you get closer and smell, why don't you go ahead and roll a nature check to deeper investigate?
Oh boy.
Can
That's
I come and help if I
awesome.
see her
What?
looking
Also,
towards it?
like
Take a bite.
I'll
Sure.
probably I'll probably also pick up like one of the utensils just to kind of move it around a bit more on the plate to try to get a better look at it too if I need. You said a
Cool.
nature check?
Yep.
19.
21.
All right. So the two of you looking into this, smelling it, comparing it with some familiar parts of yourself, you notice that this is humanoid
Human hair.
and flesh.
Oh,
That's so rad.
cannibals?
Who else is here with him?
You get the sense there was someone else in this room. You don't know who, but whoever it was eating people.
So only one of the plates had that, and was that the one near where we found the like the insect parts,
I think it was the other
or is it
side,
the other
wasn't it?
It
side?
was the other side.
The other side. Okay, so the bug person isn't the one who was eating human flesh. That's more concerning,
Well,
actually.
but they might have been as well. They might both have been
Well,
bug people.
Is
that's
there a
true.
mudroom, actually?
Um,
Anywhere where people may have left their shoes or their coats, anything like that?
And also, is there if there's an actual kitchen, I would like to go take a look there.
okay, so there is a storeroom, which would be where kind of like where the mudroom is. If you can see what I'm about to click on, it's like right
Yeah.
here. And then the kitchen is the room above it.
All right, I'm gonna head over to the storeroom. You said you're gonna go to the kitchen?
Yeah, I'm curious if maybe I'll find more in the kitchen, if that's where it was prepared.
Okay.
I'll just do a final kind of sweep around the room, checking all the drawers and chests and everything, whatever's in there.
Okay. All right, Ryan, you do a final little sweep. You don't find much else of interest. I mean, there are some trinkets. There's like a mantelpiece with a trophy or two on it for different places in the Inventors Fair.
Mm-hmm.
There is an artist interpretation of Yumel essentially shaking hands with a child citizen of Raleigh. It's his little way of saying, I'm helping. Before we move on to Hush and Quinn, Faye,
Yes.
you get into this large lounge area, and in this area, you find like another living room setup, though this looks a little more scratched and beat up. There is a piano-like instrument and unlit fireplace that seems to have just this old like coal stench coming out of it. Let's see, which room are you in? Eight. Eight. Yes. Okay. And why don't you go ahead? May I ask, how are you looking around? Are you looking to use perception, just taking a gander, or investigation, or what?
I'll kind of wander around aimlessly, sort of just like running my eyes over things, looking for anything that just feels out of place. And then after that, I'm going to check the unlit fireplace because I've read plenty of stories about you push a brick in the secret fireplace and the door rotates, and maybe I'll find something.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception, please, first.
Okay, it's not too bad. What do I add to that? 16 for perception.
Okay. So essentially, with a 16, um, there are pieces of this. Uh, there are things tipped over and broken, but not quite the damage that you saw outside
Okay.
in the entryway. You do find a table with similar runes scratched into it, and with a 16, that's what you got for that room. But
Okay.
go ahead and
Do
investigate the fireplace.
investigate the fireplace. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. That's probably uh, 12.
12.
Yeah.
All right. You see that there is no fire lit. There's a strange smell coming from the fireplace. And with a 12, that's about what you got.
Hmm. Okay. I will log the strange smell away. Do the runes that are scratched look sim like I know I can't read it, but do they look like the same quote unquote letters as what was scratched in the foyer, or do they look like different shapes?
Uh, they look like the same language.
Okay. All right. So I will log the letters and the smell away, and I think that'll be it for me in that room.
Okay. Mickey, you are in the bedroom area. This is probably a guest bedroom. Um, you find another unlit fireplace. There's a bearskin rug that lays on the floor between the two chairs. There's a mantelpiece on top of the fireplace. Uh, there is a large stone chest on the side. Uh, and in the corner of the room, there is a statue, like a brass statuette. It stands about 3 feet tall. What would you
What
like to do?
what is it? What is the statue of?
Roll a history check.
Oh boy, I'm really good at those. That's cocked. 7.
7. Yeah, it's just some guy.
Just some
You can tell
dude.
that it's a statue of a male figure.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna check
Well,
the
you guys are
chest next.
all right. You get up to the chest.
If it's a
You
mimic, I'm
look
gonna
at
kill you.
you look at the top of it. Uh, there seems to be like some sort of like artistic interpretation of a few of the stars that are kind of scrawled out on the sides. Like this chest is kind of a piece of art. You trying to open it?
Hmm.
Roll a strength check, please.
Oh. Shut up.
Your favorite.
We're so good at those.
That's a 3.
3. It's
I'm
a
rolling
really
really
heavy.
I'm rolling really bad today.
We
It's
all
a.
are, to be
I
honest.
think this is a pretty bad rolling for an investigation, with the exception of Quinn and Hush, which rogues. Um,
Yep.
you try to open it. Stone slab on top is really, really heavy,
Mm,
at least for your noodly arms.
they're dry pasta, thank you. Um okay. I'm gonna log that for
What
later
are you
because
doing?
I think it's very important. And I'm gonna like look under the beds. I'm gonna see if there's like nightstands with drawers. I'm just gonna like rifle through all that.
Okay. Roll perception. Actually, this is more investigation. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Fuck's sake, we go from a +10 to a +4. All right. Oh, hey, that's good. 20.
20.
Any journals? Secret diaries?
With a 20, okay, you barely made this check. You notice a couple things in the room, and it
Okay.
starts to. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to roll a wisdom saving throw, but for
Oh,
now,
good.
the first thing you notice is the chairs, based on scuff marks on the ground, appear to have been used recently, and the bed has appeared to have been used recently,
Hmm.
though whatever was in the bed is a bit too large for it. As you can see, the compression marks that are like set and pressed down. The second thing is that inside the dresser,
Hmm.
you find what looks to be a hastily drawn map. And on the map, you can see that one of the there seems to be four continents on this map, like it's a world map of Halgia. On this map, you can see the continent that you grew up in. There are no cities marked out. You can just guess as to where Rylay falls in that.
Okay.
It's literally just four continent shapes, and it looks like someone took a pen and just heavily dug it into this. Like the quill has ripped parts of the paper. But the more noticeable thing is that there are six black marks in different parts of this map. There is one red mark and one blue mark. The blue mark has an X through it.
And they are like in the various continents, or they're like off the continents?
Uh, all of them except for one is on a continent.
Okay. Interesting.
So this is something I don't have available because started prep for this yesterday.
No worries.
Um, but you know what? I could probably throw something together on the break.
Hmm.
It probably won't take me very long because I do have a rough sketch of Halgia as a world. So essentially, as you're looking at it, you know which continent Prasoth is.
Yep.
You know the general outline of the other ones. You look through this, and I'll ask you to roll a survival check.
Okay. 6.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to show this to someone else. This doesn't mean shit to you.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't pay that much attention in school. I was doodling a lot. Okay, I'll take the map, roll it up, and put it in my pack.
Okay, now I'm gonna ask you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Maybe I should use this die. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Nice.
As you're walking around, you're starting to notice that the bearskin rug has these like black button eyes, and you swear for a moment that they're following you.
Ew.
Starts to give you a little shiver, but you shake it off. It's fine.
That's so gross. What the hell? It's possessed. Ew,
I
I
should
hate
start
it.
playing Luigi's Mansion music.
um. Okay.
Is this taking place at the same time? I'm just wondering what sort of timing I would have of finishing in the room
You're all gonna finish.
at similar times.
The three of you, except for Hush and Quinn, because you guys moved on to new rooms, are all gonna finish at the same time. So
Okay.
Faye, Mickey, and Ryan.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I guess the last thing I'll do is just check out the mantle above the fireplace.
All right. Your total investigation check was
20 total,
20?
I believe. Yeah.
Nice. There is. You can barely see above the mantle. You grab a chair and kind of get yourself up there.
That's low, even for you.
No, that's high
Well,
for you.
unlike you, who is actually low.
Faye!
And you see that there are, there's trinkets up there. They don't
Mhm.
seem to mean much. There's some kind of black paint that smells still of paint, meaning that you would realize that this is recent and it's behind the trinkets. So you move the trinkets to the side and you can see what looks like, how in hieroglyphics, like each glyph begins to tell a linear story based on the pictology of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're looking at. It shows 8 figures on a vast landscape, and these shapes are very roughly drawn. It shows a few symbols that. Why don't you go ahead and roll an intelligence check?
11.
11. The symbols loosely look like flowers, and then as it tells the rest of the story, you see one figure separated from the 7. And then above that, you can see that there is some kind of winged humanoid creature. Below that, you can see that there's some sort of large octopus like creature. And then beyond that, you can see that there's almost like an army of these smaller little creatures. You look
Okay.
beneath the mantelpiece, and
Mhm.
there's an upside down version of the same thing, like a mirror.
Okay, well that's cursed as fuck. I'm not touching that.
What
As
is
above, so
going
below.
on?
I'm gonna try and just like roughly copy the hieroglyphics down in my drawing pad.
Okay, roll a sketching check with your painter's tools.
13.
All right, you get the basic idea.
Okay. I'm not gonna
You don't
bother
copy
drawing
it
the
perfect.
flipped copy. Like it's the same thing. I can just turn it upside down. Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna run out to the rest and show them that map that I found and tell them about the possessed bear rug.
Okay, we're gonna we're gonna start round 2 here, and then after round 2 of this, like if you guys want to convene with your investigations, then that's fine.
Compare notes.
Quinn, Hush, who wants to go first? I'll choose if I don't. Hush. Okay. So you get into this little storeroom slash closet area. What are you looking for?
Looking for shoes, coats, or indication of any guests being here.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
An 8.
8.
Yep.
All right. So you do see a lot of shoes. You see pretty fancy boots, ornate politicians' clothes. You see a few black cloaks. You see one hanger that looks like a black cloak was once there. You immediately recognize that maybe this is the cloak that went with Yumel when Yumel jumped out of the window and then went to Ryan's house to try and attack you guys.
Huh, interesting. Any business cards or emblems that would indicate who these people are individually?
With
Just
a
to get
roll
an
of
idea of
8?
like who here. No.
No.
All right, fair. If that's all I'm going to get, I'll probably just take the cloak and go follow Quinn into the kitchen.
Okay. You take one of the black cloaks off of the hanger and you go into the kitchen with Quinn. Quinn, what are you looking for in there?
I'm trying to find more signs of preparation of human meat. If they were having that for dinner, I'm assuming there's going to be some shit in the kitchen.
All right. Go ahead and roll for investigation.
Okay. Um, 17. Jeez, I keep rolling 17.
17. Um, what catches your attention in this room is that there doesn't seem to be people in here. There's not a lot of like scuff marks from like people working, but there is a lot of food that looks like it was mid prep and was left behind. Um, all of it seems to be regular food that is not cannibal food. Uh, although you find that there is a unlit fireplace, like a almost like a stove where there's a pot hanging, and out of that pot you can smell the same scent of
Mhm.
cooking humanoid flesh. You get over to that pot and look inside, and there is indeed um, a bloody piece of meat that's just rotting there.
All right. Um, Hush, you just came from a storeroom, right? Was it like a
Yes, but I
larder?
don't know. I don't know if I'm there by the time that you're there. I don't know about the timing here.
Yeah, you guys can have a conversation.
All right, cool. Yeah, I didn't find too much. I thought I could probably find some maybe business cards to at least narrow down who was here. But honestly, nothing. I got this. And she'll just hold up the cloak. I think this might have been Numal's. I don't like it, but it's there. Did you find anything weird?
Well, I found more human meat. I'd say that's pretty weird. I don't know if
More
there's an
just
additional
meat?
storeroom for food somewhere here. I don't know. My worry is they're keeping a stock of it somewhere, but I'm not finding
Yeah,
any more besides what's in this
Ryan,
pot.
go find that. Isn't Ryan over there already?
I think he's in the dining room.
Oh, still? Oh, okay. I mean, if you want to go hit up, a storeroom for food afterward, that'd be pretty cool. Although I think I'd be more concerned if these were human remains that were saved over time. That's fairly disturbing.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. If there's some sort of storeroom for where they keep their the pantry or a larder or something. But there's
Probably
also
they weren't.
does it look like you were saying how I saw things like mid prep that were stopped? Does it look
Yep.
like something like multiple people? Like maybe there was like a staff here that
It looks
normally
like
cooks the food, like kitchen staff that abandoned it all of a sudden, or like one person was cooking something.
the strange thing is that it looks like one person was cooking all of this, and it looks like enough food for roughly up to a dozen people. Although only a little bit was
Hmm.
humanoid cannibal food.
The table is also set for 10 people.
Yeah.
Did you find in that
Um,
storeroom were there lots of? Did it seem like there were a lot of people here?
it was a good amount of people. Enough where I would say that it probably meets up with the amount of people that we saw, or amount of set tables that were in the dining room.
All you really found in the storeroom was cloaks and politicians' clothes. They're all about the size of Humal. It just kind of looked like it was
Ah,
his personal clothes. Like not
Mm.
there's
Okay,
very
not a coat closet
conspicuous
for.
there's a very conspicuous lack of evidence of 8 other people being here.
gotcha. Yeah, I think it was only Yumo's stuff. I didn't really see any other evidence of anyone else being here.
Hmm.
This is so weird.
Um,
Do you think Faye and Miki got anything more useful?
maybe we should see what the others have found.
Ryan, what are you doing with your next action?
Well, I guess I go out of the room. I'm
Yeah.
assuming I see Mickey coming out of the room.
Yeah, Mickey, were you leaving that room?
Yep.
Okay.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, I found a weird map and a possessed rug.
Oh. Okay, well, I found this. I'll show the insect thing. This was
Ew.
in the dining room, and it looked
That's
like one of them was
disgusting.
eating. I know it is, and it looks like one of them was eating human meat. So something really weird's going on.
Oh.
There was nothing else in your room?
There was a statue of a guy.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, and there was some like weird like hieroglyphics, and I show him the drawing pad.
I'm assuming it means nothing to me.
Roll a history check.
6. It means nothing to me.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know that. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, the weirdest thing was probably that rug.
Can I go in and look at the rug?
Yeah. You go in, you see the stone chest, you see the rug, the fireplace, and you can see the picture that she's talking about, though you don't have to stand on chair to do it.
Yeah.
What do you want to investigate?
There's a stone chest.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. I couldn't open it. I think it's locked.
Does it look like it's got a locking mechanism on it?
Nope. Just a
Okay.
heavy stone slab.
I will try and lift the stone slab.
All right. Go ahead and roll strength check, please.
I can't wait to roll a nat 1. Oh, just a couple better, so that's a 7.
It's too heavy.
Right. I'm going to try. Would it be okay to try and use my pike as leverage to push it up so that Mickey can have a look inside?
Sure. With that happening, since you're just trying to prop it and not trying to like actually move the stone slab, I'll say go ahead and roll again with advantage. We'll call it athletics because
Oh, okay.
it's more of a feat of athleticism.
Okay, an 18.
18.
Mhm.
You prop up the chest, and you can see that it has teeth. I'm just joking. It's not a mimic. You prop open the chest, and Mickey, roll a perception check.
Oh boy. 24.
24. You look inside. You kind of get a good little view.
What do I
There
find?
looks to be a set of insectoid wings in there, and also body parts.
Ew!
There's blood on the inside of it.
Nope!
Okay, we'll close the lid. I think that must be where they got the human bits from.
Oh shit, what did I miss?
You missed them prying open the chest with a pike, and there's a set of wings and some bloody body parts in there.
Oh god.
The chest is fairly large, and Mickey, with a perception check of 24, you'd say that these body parts, based on the number of arms and legs you saw, probably belong to at least 4 to 5 people.
Are there any heads in there?
Nope.
Mickey?
Nope. Have I heard anything about people going missing or anything while I was like doing my shit at the square?
Roll a history check.
Is that a 19? It is a 19. Oh shit, 20.
20.
Yeah.
You didn't hear anything about people going missing, but you did notice, as I've been alluding to in these last few days here in Rylay, a somewhat of a less busy atmosphere around the city,
Oh shit.
especially in this ward. especially in this ward where
Oh shit.
I had mentioned that there's that heavy hanging
Hmm.
sadness or cloud of despair that's hanging over this ward. There are fewer guards. There are no Insight Guild members walking around except Marvin, who seems scared shitless. And uh, there are fewer people. Like, usually there's people that are walking toward the uh, arena itself and, like, just going to scope it out on their days off. There's just fewer.
Okay, why is everyone saying "oh shit"? I still don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, just because like this is some kick-ass foreshadowing. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, everyone's scared of the dragon. God, it's staying inside the weird arena thing. Oh no, shit, they're literally just being fucking eaten.
Well, I mean, that's an assumption.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
correct assumption.
Well, this is pretty bad. Marvin will want to know about this.
Yep. Should we go to like one of the other houses and see if the same sort of stuff is going on over there?
Let's get more of a search on around, and then if we've still got bits to look at here, so let's have a look at a couple more bits.
This is like
The house,
evil
and then-
stuff.
It's really fucking evil. This is real bad.
In
Didn't
our
think it would be this
government.
bad. Well, something's infiltrated, so that's bad. But yeah, I want to look, make sure we've got the whole house from everyone. We can then go back to Marvin and be like, hey, there's a load of body parts in this chest. That's bad. Maybe we need to check that the missing Insight Guild members aren't in that chest.
What kind of
Oh, and
wings
there's
were they? Were they like insect wings or like bird wings?
They were like insect wings, molted
Also,
ones.
did you-
Like,
Oh, okay.
Molted ones. Ew, it grew! Horrible. I think we should go check the other houses
Mickey,
before we report them.
Did you say the rug was? Did you say something about the rug?
Yeah.
Bear rug?
Yep. I think it's possessed.
You think it's possessed?
Yeah,
I'm
someone
gonna look
probably
at the
died
rug.
here,
Is
and
it
then a
possessed?
spirit is inhabiting the rug.
roll an Arcana check, please.
I do not have a fucking clue.
You see the button eyes, and they're just. You get the brief sense, like you ever look at a doll and say, "That doll is fucking watching me."
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the same feeling you get, but you have no like evidence or like reasonable, tangible way of thinking that should be the truth.
Can I turn the rug so that the head is facing the wall and not anything else?
Yeah,
So not facing essentially into the fireplace.
you drag the rug, and it seems to be facing into the fireplace, and you seem to lose that feeling.
What if
under
we're
the
being
rug?
watched by something? Or someone.
Hi, I'm watching you. Was
We
there anything
know-
under where the rug was?
We know what you did.
No,
We're coming to find you.
there's nothing under the rug.
Okay. Well, let's go have another search around, Mickey.
Okay.
All right, Faye, where are you going with your next action?
I am going to head into this room right above me, whatever that is.
All right, you walk on into the next room. It seems like, excuse me, another lounge area. This is a very lavish home with a lot of places for people to gather.
Gotcha.
Room number 7. Go ahead. What are you doing in this room?
I'll do a general sweep as well on this one. Check underneath any chairs or sofas if there's any like little side tables, open up any drawers, look for any weird markings, stuff like that.
Okay, roll for investigation, please.
Ooh, I think I actually did a decent one. Yay, I got an 18.
An 18. in this room, you find a let me see. Sorry, referencing my notes here. You find scratches into the tables as you have in several of these rooms. You find in the cupboard there is a book that looks to have been used recently. There is a smaller like notepad, and that's about it.
Okay, I'll flip through the notepad in the book, just like a quick little like flip through, see if anything leaps out at me, like if there's any weird diagrams or
Okay,
bad scrawls in them.
so the notepad starts in common, and you can see it's just kind of like a daily account, or almost like a bedtime journal, uh, where there's just like daily accounts of different days, different days, different days, and then it starts to transition from like you can read like half a sentence and then half of a sentence is in a different language, half a sentence, then half a sentence is in a different language. Then it's more of the sentence. You only get one word in common, like he, eyes, don't, go, tether, tether, tether.
So
Continues to transition until the entire notepad is every entry is written in the same crazy language that you find scrawled on the other desks and stuff.
okay, uh, yeah, I will be grabbing that book and notepad for Hush to look at.
What do you mean?
The
I can't read.
the book itself is in common and it is called The Wings of Glass.
Okay, have have I heard of this book before, or is it like
Roll a history check.
I'm super good at history? 14.
14. You haven't heard of this book, but you search for an author's name, and there doesn't seem to be an author involved in this. And the Wings of Glass loosely account for it's essentially the story. I mean, you wouldn't be able to read a whole lot of it right in this
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, and yeah, that's fine.
You could take this and research it if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah, definitely will.
Okay. And you
Okay.
gather Hush to try to read some of the stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for Hush and let her know about the scrawlings on the notepad and the scrawlings that I found in the first room I looked into.
All right. So essentially, some of the scrawlings that you get are it's here, gather the tether, gather the tether. They know, they know. Ikarn's tether must be his.
Shit. I knew we heard the tether somewhere before.
Well, okay. I think that'll be it for me. I mean, I'll since I'm with Hush and Quinn, I'll let them know about the weird smell coming from the fireplace that I couldn't quite place it, but I don't know if it's something that they might want to take a look at, but I'll let them know. And then I think that'll be it for me.
All right. You guys have two more rooms left to search. How are we going about that? There's one that looks like a terrarium and aquarium room, and then there's one that is a grand library.
I'm going to the library. Library, please. Library,
I
please.
will go to the library.
No, you won't.
I will
I'll-
help you in the library.
Terrarium, aquarium.
2 in the library, 1 in the terrarium.
I want to go
I'm
with
just
Faye.
okay. You go with Faye up here. And Quinn?
Yeah, I guess I'll also go over there to the aquarium room.
All right, let's start with our library people. What you doing in here?
I'm going to search the library for anything to do with Ikan.
I'll be doing the same thing.
Okay, both of you roll for investigation, please. Where is library on my sheet?
12.
There we go.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no,
Okay.
17. Sorry, no, 17.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought it was Arcana for a second. I used the wrong number. 17.
Still, 17 is not bad.
That's
So I have a
better than me.
17 and a, what was
12.
yours? Ooh, okay. So Ryan, I'll give you this because it's very obvious. As you're looking around the bookshelves, you can see in this red paint on the spines of each of the books, like letter by letter going across, you can see it spelling out in some sort of paranoid scrawling. They're here, they're coming to see us. I can see. Stop them. Stop. Must have Ikarn's tether.
Oh, I found something to do with Ikan.
You did.
did.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's manic scrawling. Did they think that we were going after them?
This is just so bizarre. You said I'm trying
So,
to just come up with a connection here.
hush. As you're looking around, there seems to be this heavy kind of like dust, like this smoggy dust that's hanging over one specific bookshelf. You said your roll was 17?
Yep.
You get to that area and you can find an encyclopedic volume of 8 of the same book. There is nothing written on the spines. And you just happen to pull one forward, and there is a picture of a chrysanthemum on the front of it.
I am taking that book. Hey, Ryan, check this out.
Oh. Oh, I'm going to pick another one of the 8s and see what's on the front of it.
Why don't you roll a d8 for me, please?
2.
2. Hold on, let me pull something forward. Yeah. There's a picture of a rose on the front. But it's like this leather-bound book, and it's like this pressed image. Like, it's not colored in any way, it's just the shapes.
Are they all flowers? Hold on. I'm going to open the rose book and see what it has to say inside.
What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, Draconic, Sylvan.
Okay. You open the book and start going through it. It looks like there's very, very technical, arcane information in here. And a lot of it, you can see like the depictions, like in these arcane runes, you know how you have like a circle generally, like you have a circle or several circles with like runes inside them. Many of those runes are replaced with flower petals, like rose petals. And it looks like those rose petals trace off to different portions of the arcane circles themselves. There's not much language in here.
Mm-hmm.
What there is for language is in Celestial and can be researched. So that
Does it relate to a particular school of magic? The runes.
Roll an Arcana check. You can help out with that if you want, Hush.
Will do.
I've got an assumption I need to check. Oh, 18.
12.
12. Ryan, based on the work you've done on the pike itself, you would recognize that a lot of these runes look similar, if way more complicated, but similar to runes of evocation.
Okay, we need all these books. They're related to every
Okay.
single school of magic. The chrysanthemum would be
Let's go.
necromancy. So there's stuff in here to do with each school of magic. We need to take all the encyclopedia.
Perfect. We're gonna take them. Did you
As
find
you
anything else on the other side?
No, not apart from the scrolling.
Cool.
as you take the 8 books, you pull them off the shelf, and you notice that just kind of glancing to the shelf next to it, there is a lack of dust on this shelf. Like these 8 books were not here. They were very, very recently added. Like there was a dusty part of the shelf where it was moved, and then these books were put here.
Oh, these are recent. Someone's been doing work.
They have been.
Ikan talks about the garden. Yeah, we all heard him talk about the garden. We
Yeah,
need to
we
keep the
definitely
garden.
did.
What is on the front of the other books? Are they
Okay.
all flowers?
They are all flowers.
Is he talking
Fucking
about a
knew
garden? Is he talking about something to do with magic? Is the garden related to magic? I don't know. I'm not smart enough for this. But why in a chrysanthemum book? Why in a rose book is it evocation? Or is a chrysanthemum book necromancy? We know the deep chrysanthemum is heftily necromancy based.
So there
Is
must be
there
another.
Are there? How long did I look at the map that Mickey showed me?
How long did you look at the map that Mickey showed you?
It was probably only a quick look, but will I have noticed the dots, like in how many there were?
Yeah. I mean, you guys would have shared with each other that there were 8 dots on there. 6 of them were black, 1 of them was red, and 1 of them was blue with an X through it.
Okay. Mickey found a map. There were 8 dots on the map.
Mm-hmm.
We need
8
to look at the
dots,
map
8
again.
books, 8 flowers.
We need to look at them again because I need to remember. I can't remember exactly where the dots were, but if one was near Riley, we might have the location for all of these gardens that Ikan talks about. Assumption hefty at the moment, but that's what I think it might be. In
I
which
like
case, but I still have no clue what the hell they're going on about here. But at least we found something interesting.
Yeah,
But
we have a lead.
we have a lead.
You seem very excited, actually.
I mean, it's research. I love research, so this is great. But I'm not smart
Nerd.
enough for it. Hey. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm shoving the books in my backpack that I can. And I'll go find the others.
I also need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, Ryan, please.
Oh boy.
23.
It's a lot of books you're carrying, dude. Your backpack's gonna rip.
There's some kind of energy that kind of pulses from that book for a brief second. It's almost like it was in your imagination, as it doesn't quite take a hold of you.
Ooh. I felt it come from the Rose book.
From the Rose book, the one that you were reading through and researching.
Okay, we need to be careful with the books.
I don't have to touch them.
Don't open them.
I won't.
Yeah. Although I really want to read them. Anyway, we'll get to that another time. God
All
damn
right,
you,
so
RJ.
let's go to the 3 of you in the aquarium. You can see that there are a couple of fish swimming around. They look a little bit, what's the word for it? Lethargic,
Evil?
as they
Oh.
probably haven't been fed in a little while. But you see one of them kind of swim behind a rock. Or who's using perception? Who's using investigation for this one?
Perception.
I will be investigating.
How deep is this terrarium or this aquarium where the fish are?
It's about 10 feet high, about about 10 feet back, and about 20 feet long. You know, like it would suggest with the 5-foot blocks on the screen.
Okay. Then should I? I'll turn to the other two and be like, "Do we think there's anything in there? Do you want me to go give a look in the aquarium?"
You want to go in there with them?
I mean, they're just fish.
They could be like flesh-eating fish. They could eat your flesh.
I mean, if the people here eat human meat, I can't imagine what the fish eat.
Eyeballs.
Go ahead and roll a. Go ahead and roll investigation for Quinn and perception for Mickey, please.
Why? These dice are rolling so fucking bad. 13.
13.
15.
15. It wouldn't be too hard for you to both notice that the fish that were swimming lethargically have stopped in front of Faye looking in and have just turned facing her and are just staring at her.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Does that seem like threatening behavior to you? Because that seems like threatening behavior to me.
Fish don't do that.
I'll kind of start bobbing my head like back and forth.
They keep following.
Ew. Putting these dice away, by the way. Dice.
I mean, now I
Dice
kind of
jam,
have
dice
to go
jam.
in. Now I kind of have to go in. There's something weird in there.
You really don't. You really don't have to go in there.
Wait. Hold on. Fucking knew when he was talking. The fish are talking.
Did I hear that, or
Only you heard that.
Fucking great.
Share it because I didn't
Okay.
hear it. Share what they said. I didn't hear it.
so?
Inside.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna summon Toadsworth
Oh my
outside
god.
if I can, if there's size, if there's enough room. Cool. And I'm gonna turn to him and be like, "Hey, you're a good boy, good girl. Sorry. If those fish start to eat me, eat them. Bloop. And then I'm heading in.
No!
Oh
You go
my
inside the
god,
aquarium.
Faye.
The fish, as you both notice Faye swimming around, the fish don't try to eat Faye. They follow her around. You can see the fish sprouting these little black strands from their backs and just kind of giving chase. And why don't you roll an investigation check with advantage? Faye?
I am in my element, literally. That is a 19, baby.
19. Swimming around for a little while, you find this dark, murky water that these fish are now swimming through with you guides you, and you can almost feel that there's some kind of supernatural force pushing you in the direction. And then you reach out your hand and touch something. You can feel the feathers of a bird creature. You see the body of Humal Canary Feather sunk deep within this tank.
Holy shit!
Oh.
This body is lifeless and just kind of sitting on the floor of its own aquarium.
Okay. Yes, he is literally sleeping with the fishies. I don't.
He got
so
made
I'm
an
gonna-
offer that he refused.
Wow, birds eat fish, and now it's the other way, baby. So I'm gonna swim to the top of the tank and kind of poke my head out and be like, "Hey, Yumel's in here."
Don't say it like that.
What?
Huh?
His body is in the tank. Did it look like the fish have been like nibbling on him, or does it look like? Did he
You're going
look
to
like-
have to investigate the actual body for me to give
Okay.
you answers.
Why
I'll be
don't you
like-
bring the body out so we
Well-
can take a look?
should I disturb the body? Is this like a crime thing? Do the guards want to like keep it where it? I'll get the body, and I'll dive.
I think
back
we're
down.
probably better off checking it than the guards of this
This
town.
is horrible.
All right. You
Underwater.
pull it up to the top and roll it over the side of the cage, and you guys can see pressed up the naked chest of Yumel Canary Feather pressed up against the glass. Mickey and Quinn, you can see that there is knife marks in its chest that seem to be self-inflicted, and they say, "Don't look in its eyes."
Oh my god.
Oh God, the bear! The bear rug!
I'm sorry, are we somehow in the Monday section? Like, are we in the horror one now? This is awesome.
This
I
is
love
the
it.
best like Halloween session in this only September.
Holy
God.
shit!
So good.
Okay, did it say don't look in his eyes or its eyes?
It's ITS.
Okay. Thank you. I have so many notes from this session already, guys. Like furiously scribbling away over here.
You guys like hit the right checks in the way where like you missed some that were iffy, but like between Mickey and Ryan and Hush and now Faye, well, between all of you just getting the right moments of the checks, you guys have a way deeper lore dump than I intended to put into this session.
Lore dumps are great. Never complain about lore dumps.
Lore.
Huge, massive dumps.
All right, so you guys carefully extract the body of Yumel Canary Feather. There does not look to be any nibbling of fishes, any eating of this creature. It's just bloated and has knife marks, self-inflicted knife marks in its own chest.
Okay.
Is there any way to try to give how long he's been in there for? Like if it looks like it's the same like 22-hour thing, or if it looks like maybe it was well before that.
Roll medicine check, please.
And I am going to try to see if
I'm real bad at that.
I'm going to try to see if the knife marks were what killed him, or if they weren't deep enough and he just like carved it in like didn't go like all the way into his body and whatnot.
Roll medicine check.
2.
Mickey, are you adding anything to this, or are you just freaked out?
She's just freaked out. The only thing I do want to add, just in case we get into some kind of combat, Dream is a rapier, not a bow.
Okay,
That's it.
gotcha.
I know dead bodies and water. I got a 20 for medicine.
20. It looks like this body has probably been in here for 3 to 4 days.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow.
And with a 24, you said?
20, just a 20.
And as you look around the body, there is a like gloss over and like a deadness and a surprised expression on the face where you would think that the knife marks are probably not what killed you.
You said they looked like they were self-inflicted.
Yep. So Yuma would have had to have done that before he died.
So it looks like he carved a message into his body as a reminder to himself, and then maybe something killed
Or a
him.
warning to someone else.
A last act, maybe.
I'll reach
He's
into
only
my
been
bag.
missing for 22 hours. So this thing
Yeah.
has been parading around with him for longer than that.
Yeah, you guys, it's been a few days since Yubel has not been Yubel, but a bug investiture.
And of course, he's only been missing for this many hours, but the body's been in there for a couple of days. Who's to say Yumel wasn't tied up in a cupboard somewhere for the past month and a half, and this bug thing has been keeping him alive for whatever reason. Yumel could have been a bug for years. Who knows?
Yeah, I would not have known.
So let me help you put one piece together.
Oh,
A couple months or a couple years would have been a stretch based on the messages that you've received about trying to find the tether of a Karn.
Yeah.
So you think that maybe if there's a timeline that matches up, it's probably that whatever this bug creature was only has been here long enough to be in search of the thing that Rista had or the thing that
Wait,
you had.
Hold on.
gotcha.
What was Flasim working for? I'm
the
assuming
Iris
we've made it
Queen.
into this room at this point.
Yeah, we're going to say that all investigations are stopped
Yeah.
and you guys are all together now.
Yeah, let's share information here because I was dying when you guys were looking at these books and I didn't know. I wasn't in the room. I'm like, wait, no, I know this.
Okay,
Josh
so
keeps the door open.
we
He's like, "We found
Okay.
books."
we found books. And
We
We
found a
found a
body.
body.
that is
Huh?
important. Probably more so than the books. The
This is like
books we're
some
keeping.
horribly fucked up Scooby Doo, and I love it.
So on the bright side, we know that it wasn't that the real canary feather was somehow turned into some horrible bug creature.
We're still not murderers.
That's a plus.
We aren't murderers. That is a plus. It's cleared our name, not that our name was in doubt anyway.
Beast
Let's be
merch.
honest.
Right. I mean, I wasn't really worried
just in
so much
case.
about that, as much as
Yeah.
people in the city spontaneously turning into bug creatures.
Yeah. The books are interesting because I believe they're related to every school of magic. We have found a book with a chrysanthemum on the front, and I haven't looked into it, but there was one with the rose on the front, which is about evocation, I believe.
Mickey's
And we
eyes
do know the
glaze over.
chrysanthemum has ties to necromancy.
Necromancy, indeed. Mickey, can I just see the map again quickly?
Huh? Oh, yeah, here.
Okay.
Also, if you, yeah,
I know you
go
said
on.
you were going to do this over the break, RJ, but is the blue mark with a cross roughly related to where the veins of Ikan are?
No.
Is there any
But-
dot related to it?
But there is a black dot that is just about in that spot.
That still works.
Now the
I
question
think-
is, does he know for sure that these places were in these dots, or were these his best guesses? Or whoever's best guess,
Well,
if they're trying to
there's-
track these down.
it gives us a start. I think there's gardens in each of these locations.
There was
So
quite
you know
a bit of talk
what that means?
about
More fun
the
tunnels
tether
for us all.
when we were
I'm just not sure
when we were in the
what
veins
the
of
blue
Karn.
one
There
means.
was a lot of talk about the tethers,
Yes.
keeping the tether and not breaking it.
Yeah, and I think that relates to the flowers.
Yep.
How many different statues were there in the veins of Akarn? Like how many different people, the Avatar and the
A good amount.
So in one of the rooms,
There was
there was a
6
depiction of a total of 5 statues.
Hmm.
But that room cited a couple of godlike creatures. Like, based on what you guys know now, the Allhammer Moradin, the many-handed goddess Kyr, which is the goddess of compassion. There was the statue of the Prime Diviner. There was the one of the Avatar. Jeez, I'll have to go back and look at my
One of
notes for
them
that.
one of them was completely busted.
And one of them was busted.
yeah, there was yeah.
There was a different room that you guys didn't fully explore, but you did see that there were 8 statues in that room. And one of them, I gave you the title names of 3.
Yeah.
It was the Prime Diviner.
Yeah.
There was, or 4, the Threshold Keeper, which you now have pieced together. The Threshold Keeper refers to Ikarn. There was the Invulnerable and the Reality Bender.
Mhm.
So we left chrysanthemums in that cave.
Yep.
So, and he was not. Quinn, did you say he talked to you when we left?
Yes.
That doesn't.
Going back through my notes really quick to remember exactly what he said. He did say something about keeping the garden. Hold on. That's so many notes. Keeper, blah blah blah, statue. Let's see. Restore the garden. He kept saying restore the garden. Take good care of the tether, is what he said. So it sounds like the flower is the tether.
Yes, but there are multiple of them in that garden.
And different kinds.
No, they were all chrysanthemums, I think, in that garden.
Right, in that garden.
In that
there
one.
are different kinds of flowers too.
Yes.
So are these different flowers different kinds of tethers relating to the other statues that we had found?
So
Plausibly.
when they said take care of the garden, he wasn't meaning specifically the veins. Do you think the garden means all 8 of these places is the garden?
What he said take care of the tether, but he said restore the garden.
Restore the garden.
Sorry, restore the garden. So do we think the garden is all 8 of these together? We're going to find like the terrarium of the Avatar and the greenhouse of the Invulnerable,
the
or
Dragon
something
Balls.
Like that?
I think it might relate to all 8 of them. Regardless,
it could.
I think we've got information for Strickland. I don't know how strong the artificers here are, if they can bring Canary Feather back. If you say he's not been dead for long, I don't know, it could be possible.
You want to resurrect him? For what?
He's got information.
I mean, he'll know who killed him, or at least more about what happened.
Can I roll an Arcana check about bringing people back and speaking with the dead?
Go ahead.
22.
22. You know that there are necromantic spells, such as a spell to raise the dead. There's a spell to speak with the dead. Based on that assumption, you would guess that many of the guards in the city are probably not that adept with necromancy, and 2 of the Insight Guild members are missing. The person you would think of that would be best suited to help you with that, I'm sure you can guess what I'm going to say.
He's in Fargo Land.
I think we need to have a conversation with her anyway, because I'm wondering how much of this she might know a lot of this already.
We need to get her and her father allowed back into the city.
How big is this bird?
It's a Wenja. It's a small creature, halfling sized.
If we have Strickland on our side, as much as we pissed him off, I think he's on our side. He seems like he actually wants to do something good. Whether he will or not is able to is another point. But I think his heart is in the right place. We need to let him. We need his help. As much as we don't like him, we need his help. We need to get Rista back into the city. He's currently the only member of the Insight Guild. In theory, he has all of the power of the Insight Guild to allow these things to happen.
Fine, I suppose we could do that.
I think we need to go. I think we need to go talk to him. We need to tell him what we found.
How far away is Fargoland from here, though? It's not going to be a day's, travel.
It's not going to be, but he might be able to help us get there.
Okay. Fine, I will allow this. I think this is sensible.
Although, I will say hush, and I don't mean this in any disrespect.
I will take it that way anyway.
Maybe don't come in and see him. He probably still doesn't like you, even though we're bringing him information. He did sort of tell you to get out of his house. Like
45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee that it's paid off by taxpayers. I am just as eligible to enter his house as anyone else.
the two of us should go search for something because I don't think he likes me much either because I was pretty abrasive. So, do you want to go and take a look at another house whilst
Yes,
everyone else gives
please.
some information?
I
Would that
think
be
that's
okay,
great.
guys?
Yeah, all right. Even though I would like to look at another house too, but
We'll
I
kill
mean,
you
fine.
in. This
we
is your way to get yourself into politics anyway. You gotta go
yeah,
ahead and, work your magic,
Yeah, that is true. I think I
be
already made a
charming.
really good
You
impression.
know you are.
So
All
I'm
right.
going to, before we leave, I'm going to take a day's worth of trail rations and kind of sprinkle it into the terrarium and be like, "You guys look like you need some food," or the aquarium.
That is so tender. Oh my god.
Yep. They didn't eat.
So we
Can I
are
just
wanting to tell
listen?
them everything that we found so far.
I think we have to be open. Minus the books. We keep the books.
The
what
books,
if
so
he's
the
a
books
bug
in the
person?
map.
The books. The map might be important, so I
Are
think
we
he
telling
needs
him
to know.
about the veins of the Karn
No.
and what we found there? Because
Then
this all
why?
seems to tie together.
Yeah. Then why are we showing him the map if we're not going to talk about the veins?
Yeah, but we can talk about these people talking about Ikan. We don't have to mention that we know where the veins of Ikan are.
I think we just give him information little by little, see how he reacts, and then go from there.
If we say we've got the body of Canary Feather and he was drowned or something, that's a good start. And then we see what else we need to tell him. I say we. I'm not going to be there, but
I trust you guys to be able to make your best judgment on the
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
you have my faith. You guys are more charming than me, so
All right. You guys split up to go. Some of you to go investigate new areas, and some of you to go back and talk to Strickland. We're going to take a short break right here. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes, maybe 10, depending on how long the creation of this map takes me. Shouldn't be very long. Uh, Thank you very much for whomever decided to tune into this, and we'll see you in a couple minutes.
Hello, people, we back. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
welcome back. We are just in the middle of a weird investigation, and we're going to just jump right back into it as I've asked a couple of the characters to roll some checks. Um, Faye has determined that the black dot in the middle of this map, in the middle of the Persoth continent, is thank you for whoever did that. You guys are awesome. Um, is lines up perfectly with what's called the Press of Zal, which is just this enormously tall mesa that reaches higher than what people think anyone could climb. Then again, most of those folks don't have a tabaxi with them. Also, speaking of tabaxis, Hush has rolled to history to see if she knew anything about the red dot and the black dot. The black dot seems stationary near the Order of the Jagged Maw, but the red dot is marks a peninsula that reaches out into the ocean. Uh, there is a stronghold of a group called the Hot Steppers that is nearby to that. And with a check that you just rolled, I will say you do remember when you first found Eno Prickies in Rylay, he mentioned something about Chirai having an object of great power. And now it's starting to click for you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
So many pieces.
So what we're looking at here is a map that depicts, as they have, this group has just had their detective moment and associated these black dots with uh, different pieces of what they think to be a garden. And one of them directly relates to the giant dungeon that they already traversed, the Veins of the Karn. And they're looking it over, deciding what to share with Marvin Strickland and where they're going to go next with their investigation. Also, Faye, you notice that one of the black dots is in the middle of the ocean, and it is pretty close to Aaron and Lyra.
Yeah. And the other one's on the roaming, Sue Boy.
Yeah. The other one's basically on a volcano.
Yeah.
So, shall we go back to the Insight Ward and continue what we're doing? All right, you folks, tell me where you're going next.
I'll talk to Hush. I think we should investigate Dahlia because she's missing as well. However, my gut tells me we shouldn't, because if she's done the same, she's got the same thing Yumel's had, we might have some resistance. But then we could have resistance in all of them. So we know she's missing.
So we don't have to do anything too crazy. You did say that we might run into resistance, to which I agree. So navigating her space with a bit of precaution and some cleverness might be the best option.
I agree. I can always get out in the blink of an eye. And
So can I.
you're speedy, so I think we could be okay.
I think so too.
I think, if anything, actually, we're possibly the most maneuverable of everyone. So
Surprisingly, look at you.
I know. I mean, look at me. I'm clanky as all hell, but I can still move around pretty quick. So
Yeah, pots and pans.
Mickey, are you going to go
I've
with
got
him?
an idea. I'll just say I've got an idea for this, but it's a long shot.
Mickey, you going to go with him? With your wings, I mean, you're pretty quick as well.
Yeah, I'm very maneuverable.
Sure, we could always
Do you
use
wanna
extra
come?
company.
Yeah. I mean, if there's
Yeah.
likely to be resistance, it's always good to have someone who can heal us.
Yes, you got that whole magic Healy thing. We're just gonna go, talk to the boss.
Okay, but what if he's evil and turns into a bug?
As far as I know, they're all evil. We're gonna have something to deal with regardless. So
Yeah. And if he'd have turned into a bug, he would have done it earlier.
Yeah, but now he's more likely
And
to do it when there's only 2 people as opposed to 5 of us.
also, Canary Feather, when he was a bug, had nothing going on behind his eyes. Strickland was very much still sentient.
I
I
mean,
think he's fine.
that's true.
He wouldn't be scared if he was a bug as well. He'd be like, "Oh no, everything's fine. What are you complaining about? There's nothing to see here. There is no war in, the Inside Guild."
If he did turn into a 9 foot tall bug, I think between Faye and I, he could probably handle it.
Yeah, actually, I'd probably agree with that.
Okay. I am definitely more interested in going and exploring a house than talking to Mr. Strickland again. I think I got my point across. I think he knows that I'm after his job, so.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I think that probably means that you shouldn't go in because he might feel threatened. You are a very, very threatening person. After
I'm
all.
very imposing.
I know. I'm scared.
good.
Are they actually
Send a
scared?
fear of and
I'm
death
scared.
upon him
I rolled
for
a
me.
2. Yeah, you're frightened.
Yeah, we're terrified. Absolutely terrified.
You actually have the frightened condition now, so you can't get closer.
Actually, I rolled a 3 minus 1 on my deception, so you know full well that I am
No.
completely taking the piss.
Okay, I feel better now. Jackie feels better. Mickey doesn't, but whatever.
All right. So the three of you begin to wander down the street to the house of Dahlia Worth. Also, you know from history that Dahlia is the newest member of the Insight Guild and replaced Rista's dad, Tenevin, as the Insight Guild member after he said, "Fuck you, Riley," and left. Um,
I
That's a
like
juicy
him.
bit of gossip right there.
I like him.
so this used to be Tenevin Fargo's house. Now it's Dahlia's house. The other two of you go and talk to Marvin. Which group would like to go first?
Probably them, because I need to go check on my food.
Yes, let's do them
We'll do
first.
that. Okay.
Okay, Faye and Quinn. You go back. You're escorted by the guards. They're like, "Hi, you done with your investigation in there?"
Uh, yes, yes, we have.
Where should we take you next?
We've got a few things to say to Mr. Strickland that he will definitely want to hear.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we
Okay.
need to fill him in on the situation.
All right. They lead you back across the street and back into the home of Strickland, who's just kind of sitting there with his hands folded, um, staring up at a mantelpiece. Uh, just a painting of the the cityscape of Rylay, just like this artistic version of it. And you come in, he goes, looks over, and he says, "Oh, the reasonable ones. Come on in, have a seat if you like." You can see also that there is on the floor, just in the living space, since you've been gone, there is a arcane circle, just that was recently drawn in the middle of this floor.
You've been busy since we've been gone.
I'm just trying to do what I can. Uh, this is if you didn't know, probably should share this with you. Uh, this is an escape route in case we need to get out of here quickly.
That's not a bad idea.
I can. Though it was ugly when he left, I have a connection with Mr. Fargo and probably leave in a expedient fashion.
Well, we completed our investigation. Good news or bad news first?
Just he looks deflated and he's like, just any news.
Well, the good news is the thing that attacked us last night was not Yumel Canary Feather. The bad news is because we found his body dumped into his aquarium, he has been dead for at least 3 or 4 days.
I see.
There was a lot in that house. There was scrawlings everywhere in some weird language. There was a stone chest that was full of no other way to put it, body parts that had been hacked up. And we pulled his body out of the tank that it was in, and he had carved words into his chest before he died. It's not a good sight in his house.
Um, do you recommend we condemn the property and leave it?
I don't think it should be touched. I don't think anybody should be going in or out of there. If we can help it.
I see.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to take a look. I'm sure you've like we were just looking at that house for the first time. So if you've ever been in there before, you might notice more things out of place than we did. We were just seeing it for the first time. And I don't know if you've got people who are more magically inclined than we are, who might have access to higher level magic. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could even bring him back and ask him yourself. But
Well, I am nothing of a person who studies necromancy, and certainly the most powerful magic people in the city are us, as far as I know.
do you
I don't
think
think I want to go in there. But if you need help with other things, it was partially my inaction that let this go so far, I think. Possibly my inaction that spared the same fate for myself.
it's I can understand. I do think I do think inaction was the wrong choice, but I do know how change can be hard, especially when it affects an entire city. So although I do think it was a bad decision, I can understand why you made the decision. Although if you don't want to go in there, I do suggest you send someone in. There are bodies, and they will, start to smell.
They
You
should
know
at least
what?
be buried.
I will lead a team to help get the bodies out. I don't want to go in, but I can't let what I want stop me from doing what's right. As you've said, and it's okay to be critical of your government. Not that you're from here, but I at least recognize you in a way. I will lead a team to retrieve the dead.
Thank you. Yeah, like Quinn said, I think he should at least have a burial.
Also, be aware that we don't really know the full scope of this yet. We've only investigated his house. There's quite a few other members that are missing, and we don't know what we'll find in there, but it could be more of the same.
I understand. I fear for the other three, though it seems like if I'm to deduce what could have happened with Dahlia, it's probably something similar.
I'm
I do have a few more questions, just briefly, based on what we found in there. We know
Sure.
that supposedly he went missing yesterday. We now know it hasn't been him for much longer than that. Have you seen him in the last few days or had any interactions with him in the last 3, 4 days?
Um, we have a bit of a do not disturb system. Uh, if the house is locked and the signal is given, which is usually a uh, small flag raised, then they're working on something. I use the same for my home, um, and that system has been in effect for a few days. Last time I saw
So as far
Yuma,
as you know, nobody's seen him the last few days.
yes, as far as I know.
have Ornstein and Lydia had the flag up for a few days?
Uh, Lydia has only had her flag up for about a day or so. Ornstein for a few days, yeah.
I'm worried that the flag might now mean something else. Might mean something sinister and insectile.
We should
I
prevent
know,
that if we can.
I know it's a do not disturb working on something important, but I agree. One of, Yumel raised the flag and then was killed and replaced by a bug. So it might be nice to check on the other two.
When he's not asking to not be disturbed, is he known for hosting parties of any sort, large gatherings of people, dinners of
Um,
any kind?
yes, parties for the affluent, the occasional charity benefit. Uh, Usually large scale, not like dinner parties, but usually large scale gathering events, galas, that sort of thing.
Mhm. And
Well, we're gonna take a look into the rest of the houses, see
is
what we
that
can find, see who
is
we
that
can find.
yeah, is that okay? Do we have your blessing to check on the others?
Yes, of course. You've done more for the city in a day than than I have in the last week or so. Um, I will ask, since I am now fully out of my element, what would you have me do?
Well, right now, in our minds and with this investigation, you're currently the only leadership Riley has. So after the arena and Rylendor showing up and this, I I know it might just seem like a cop out thing to say, but just you got to be strong and you got to lead and you got to be proactive on this. One of Yumel got taken over by a bug, and it was days before anyone noticed, and we noticed because he tried to kill us. So I'd say dig and investigate and do what you can, because there's a lot of people walking around this city, and it's a lot of potential for things to go bad.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And he stands up. He looks nervous and frightened, but like he feels dutiful. And he says, "Walk me to the city, and I will begin to get to work. I'll throw a little festival, get the people to gather together, and have some fun while you dig around."
People do need levity right now. We walking through the city, we've noticed they don't seem. Everyone seems down. A lot's been happening.
Mm-hmm. There's been quite a bit lately. I think they're all going to be looking towards you for some support. So just make sure that you are there for them as much as you can be.
And also stay safe. That's not to put a lot of pressure on you, but you're kind of it right now. So stay safe.
I'll have some. I won't go back in my house, but I'll have some guards with me. And what a better day to start the festival of the great shepherd dragon, Rylandur, and we will start tonight.
Okay. And I'll stand up and hold my hand out to him.
You shake his hand,
Yeah. Good luck.
and he shakes yours. Thank you. Not for the luck. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in luck all that much, but what I mean is thank you for stepping in when I did not. And he shakes your hand as well, Quinn.
Mm-hmm. I'll take it.
Okay. And I'll head out and look for the others, see what they're up to. Try to meet up with them.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The other three of you, I don't have a map for this, so we're going to theater of the mind it.
Oh boy,
Cool.
Awesome.
love it.
I only had one house investigation map. So
Did you think we'd investigate one and then leave? What is this, RJ? Come on. You should know better.
honestly, the algorithm of my prediction was they're going to go to one of the two missing people's houses, and then they're going to go to one of the two locked away people houses. So
50%.
you enter the home into a large circular foyer type area. What's different about this is that it looks like standing room only and not like a foyer to entertain guests. It's a large space. There is like the entire circumference of the room is painted not by some crazy like scary magical paint, but is painted with like just murals of people having fun, like just this. Imagine trying to think of some kind of famous work. It just looks like the painting of a Renaissance party that's just enveloping the circumference of the room. There are two hanging straight line chandeliers that are look to be like crystal, but instead of being one big round one, it's two of them that are like large rectangles that hang above a large carpeted area in the middle of the floor.
Is there anything
I
I
sent
forgot on
Pancake
carpet?
up to go grab one of the pieces of the chandelier.
What? You're going up to get a piece of the chandelier?
Not me, Pancake.
Oh,
It's like a little
he
bag of rice.
winds up his
By the time
fist he does like a charge up with his fist, like swings it around 3 times like this, and punches a piece of the chandelier, and it falls into your hand.
Nice work. Just gonna pocket that. Alright, let's keep looking.
I'll pretend I didn't see that. I'm gonna look at the carpet. Is there anything weird about the carpet?
My dude,
Roll
you
investigation check.
You stole a brass
15.
dragon statue.
It's tiny.
What was your investigation check?
15.
15. Looking at the carpet, you pick it up. You just kind of lift it up a little bit. There's a bit of a musty smell, and it looks like there's some kind of hatch or trap door
No.
underneath it.
Alright.
Oh wait, we gotta look at this.
Right in the
Let me,
foyer.
Let me in there.
Yeah. I'll pull the carpet to expose the trapdoor.
No,
All right.
no.
It doesn't have a handle. It's going to need to be pried open.
I'm on it.
Are you using Dream
Just
to
for
pry it
my
open?
beer.
No, I'm using my hands. Don't be ridiculous. I'm gonna break my sword. I rolled a 4.
You can't get a good grip on it. You're trying to like lift it up, but like you lift it with your fingernails and it slides back and goes into place.
Ah, must be locked.
Is this a thing now? I really hope this is a thing now.
Mickey can't open things that are not locked. Must be locked.
Must be locked.
Must be locked.
Hush, do you have anything that could open this?
Oh yeah.
It's very clearly
Crowbar.
locked. Maybe maybe you have like a lockpick or something to open it.
I got a crowbar.
Oh, okay, that works too.
Lockpick.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check, Hush. Even though you guys only really have one party member that can reasonably do stuff like this.
Dirty
Get it.
20.
Dirty 20. Nice. For athletics?
For athletics, I rolled an 18.
What? Okay.
I know.
You pry it open, push it to the side, and as you do, the hatch slides over, exposing a stairwell that goes down, but a swarm of black flies just starts swarming around the room.
Ew!
And then it ends.
The flies go away.
Well, they're in the room,
Oh, they're in the room.
but they've stopped swarming out of the bottom. Like there's a few just like buzzing around and landing on different parts, but the swarm part is done.
Are they like normal flies, or do they look weird in comparison to normal flies?
Roll a nature check.
They look like normal flies. I rolled a 3 for 7 total.
Ugh. Man, bees are always
Can I roll
trouble. I'm just joking.
Can I
These
roll
are
one?
bees.
Yeah, go
Holy
ahead.
shit! I thought they were flies.
I hate bees! I'm gonna ready an Eldritch Blast.
A 4. I didn't do much better.
Are they bees? They look like bees to
Pesky
me.
bees.
Beetles, Hush,
Is it
beetles are
bee?
terrible. So they're flies. Ryan thinks they're bees. Hush thinks they're beetles.
I'm gonna shoot
Nikki,
an
what do you
Eldritch
think?
Blast.
You shoot an eldritch blast, and it just kind of fries a couple of them on its way into the basement. And because
Haha!
of the soft light that your eldritch blast gives off, you can see that the stairs go down about 13 steps, and you can see the flash. And extrapolating the pattern of the flash, there's a large chamber with low ceilings down there, very low ceilings.
Do the stairs look old? Does it look like it was recently installed, or does it look like it's an old feature?
It looks old, like it's always kind of been here.
Tenement. Okay. Are we looking down here?
I think we should wait for the others.
Do we know they're coming?
No.
I'm heading down.
Okay.
Hello, Chris.
Mickey, if you want to wait up here, I'll shout. If you need.
I'm not
if
against you
need-
helping Pancake get more chandelier pieces.
I'm not stealing from the chandelier. There's bugs that came out from under here. I think we should wait for backup.
You're not doing it, Pancake is.
Hold on, send Pancake up and see what the bugs do.
Yeah.
Do the bees
As
sting
I'm
him?
submerged in darkness.
Do the bees
Yeah.
sting Pancake when he goes up there?
The
The beetles are not
Pancake.
going to do anything to him.
I think they're butterflies, actually.
I can't move on DMing this session with you guys doing that.
That's my fault.
Why thinks they're bees?
Actually,
might
it's
be.
my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault.
They might be little Wenja, actually. Little tiny Wenja. Little baby.
You might have a point there.
You're clearly
So,
beetles.
Pancake flies up to the chandelier. The insects disperse and just land on a different part of the chandelier. They don't bother Pancake.
Okay, they're not aggressive. Okay, we can go down.
Good.
He slaps
bees-
one out of the air. It falls to the ground.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, it's a fly.
The fuck? Why the hell are these not bees? Hush, they're flies. I promise you they're flies. I've seen one on the ground. It's a fly, it's not a beetle.
Are you sure it's a beetle?
I'm sure it's not a beetle. I'm gonna pick it up and take it down to her and be like, "Look, it's a fly," and she can't see anything because it's really dark. But it's a fly. I promise you.
I can see. Yeah, it's a fly-ish beetle. Whatever.
Right, let's go explore.
Oh, let's go.
You come in, Mickey.
Yeah,
Don't mind if you don't.
I'm coming.
Okay, you guys go down into this basement area. You can see that there are just these desks upon desks of these little prototypes of different, what looks to be like these contraptions. Like one of them is like a central pillar, and as you like push it and turn it, it has these bars with these little discs, and it just turns around. The discs go up and down as they go around in circles. You also see another one that is what looks to be like a pillar with a smaller circle around it, and this like magnetism. As you push it, it slowly raises to the top and then drops before softly like soft closed cabinets, like softly stopping and then drifting back down to the ground.
Question:
There's all these different little contraptions down here.
How long ago did Tenevin leave the city?
6 years ago.
So I will have been to some
Whoa.
of the inventors things when he won.
Yes.
Do these remind me of those sorts of inventions that he came up with?
Yes. The design style is reminiscent, though these specific models you didn't see him present at the inventors fairs.
Okay.
These seem goofy. They're like the same style, and they do have like his little flair to it, which is eccentric and easy to distinguish. But the ones he submitted for the fair were more practical.
Is there anything else down here?
Why don't you all roll? Both of you roll investigation, and then Mickey, you can roll perception.
Hooray!
Actually, who doesn't have dark vision?
I think
We all have
do.
dark vision.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're the party that everyone has dark vision.
I could also
Yes.
cast light. So, like, I could do that, but we don't need it. Oh my god!
17.
10.
13.
Ryan, you notice that most of this basement area opens up into like 3 or 4 rooms with all these different contraptions. There's one room with a desk. We'll get there, but you notice that most of it is dusty, like it hasn't been used in a while, except for the one trail. I'm sorry, the 2 trails of footprints that lead down into here. One of them looks small enough to be a nose footprints. The other is just kind of a drag trail. It's not exactly footprints, it's just kind of a strip.
Orenstein was
That
the
is very
gnome,
weird.
wasn't he?
Uh, Orenstein is a halfling. Dahlia is a gnome.
Dahlia's a gnome. Dahlia's been down here. Where do the footprints lead?
They lead to the one room on the left corner, furthest out to the left. There's a little workbench and a desk, more of Tenevit's little contraptions down there, and you see a person sitting in the desk.
Oh shit.
Not reacting.
Alive? Um,
I'll walk up to the person.
They don't react.
careful.
Do they... Hey, hello?
No response.
Don't move, hold on. I'm gonna cast Mage Hand to see if it can move them.
Poke him. Poke him.
I'm looking away as soon as they start moving.
All right. You poke with Mage Hand. The creature slumps a little bit.
What type of humanoid is it?
A no.
Ooh.
Okay, I think we found Dahlia.
Um,
I will close her eyes. I'll like get her eyelids and pull them shut.
You would. I'm so sorry for anybody who's about to who's watching this stream for what I'm about to say. Hopefully, you don't mind horror too much.
Oh.
You walk around to the front of the body. You can see that there are just like raked claw marks in like the sides of her chest, all down on her legs, and there are. Sorry about this. Where there should be facial features, there is not.
What's
Are
there?
are they like scratched away, or is it just a flat?
It is. Why don't you roll a medicine check?
Oh, Jesus.
An 8.
8. The face just isn't there. I hate saying that just in case I like really freak someone out, but
Nope. Go into more detail. Like, is her like face gone? Is it like ripped off?
Yeah, like
there are
What?
pieces of chin and nasal bone exposed, and it is just there's like this scabbed over meat where a face once was.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
okay,
well,
so it's like
Oh,
ripped
Riley.
off.
yep, she's unsurprisingly very dead.
And
Oh.
What are the
Ryan,
tracking marks?
uh, based on just how horrible that scene is, I am going to ask you to roll a wisdom saving throw. I know
19.
Ryan's seen a lot of shit, but probably not a lot.
19.
It takes you back for a minute, and you kind of like step back twice as you see it, but it doesn't shake you.
Well, at least she's not a bug person.
Part of me wishes it kind of was.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking horrifying. Are there any other like footprints around? What was she looking at on the desk? Can someone please just take the body away from me for a sec? Or
I'm
can
not
I
touching
like
it.
move it into a corner?
Scratched into the desk in common with what looks like a tinkerer's chisel. It says, "Where am I? Where 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 am I? Where?" Just over and over and over again.
Bruh.
That's awesome.
What the fuck is going on in this city?
This is. Are there any?
I'm so glad we stayed.
Is this room like completely self-contained apart from the one entrance? Can I check the walls?
Yeah, you can investigate the walls.
Can I investigate the drag marks?
Yes. Both of you can roll for investigation. Mickey, would you like to do anything with an action?
What are my options?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
You can investigate. You could.
Yeah, investigate what? What else is there?
In this room, there is the desk.
Yeah.
The desk has some trinkets on it. There are a couple contraptions. There are drag marks from the footprints left in the dust. There are walls. There is one what looks to be construct down here that is not doesn't look like the others. Like one of these things looks out of place.
Okay, I'm gonna look at that.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 for the walls.
Okay.
A 10 for the black marks.
Okay.
17 for the construct.
Okay. So this would make sense. There is so Mickey, you look through like at the construct. You can see the best way I could describe this would be to say it's like a Galileo style like telescope.
Okay.
I think Galileo had designs for telescopes.
He
I
did
hope
do
I'm right about.
telescopes. He did do
Cool.
telescopes, don't worry.
All right. And as you look through it, like you turn it a little bit and turn it a little more, and you can. It's weird. You can see through this lens, and it magnifies the wall. There is one specific brick in the wall that looks different from the others. You shout it out to Ryan, and Ryan, you're feeling along the wall, and you grab that brick and slide it out.
Yep.
And what do you do?
I look into what the hole.
All right, I'm going to need you to roll a charisma saving throw, please.
This is always my good point.
You're gonna get banished.
A 6.
A 6?
Why?
Oh no.
Hold on, I have to access a feature. I didn't expect this.
Death comes for us all.
Oh my god.
3.
Okay. So first of all, to resolve your check, Hush, looking at the drag marks on the floor, it looks like a cloak of some kind, dragged, like just maybe behind someone walking. With a check of 10, it's hard to really determine what it is.
Watch out.
Ryan, as you look through, your gaze is pulled from this moment into another. You try to look to the sides, and instead of being like in this basement just looking through a brick hole in the wall, you can't look to the sides without just seeing the endless, vast psychic scape of just shifting meteors and rocks and different stones with weird holes in them that break apart and then reform into ice, melting into water, and then refreezing, igniting into flame. Just this vast chaos. You see tentacles drifting off into the distance. You try to pull away, but as you see, there's just one point of this like teardrop shaped light that starts to shift closer and closer and closer, like it's drifting through the sky. The sky itself has this like grayish blue cobalt tint to it. And watching these shapes, you start to breathe heavy and breathe heavy and breathe heavy and breathe heavy. The light arrives at your gaze, and you can see now it's the outline of something's face, but you can't make out what the actual face is. And there are just these like wispy drifts of cloth or blackness or shadow or something. And you hear this strange voice in your head that's muttering sounds that you can't understand. But you get the general idea of the message. I found you. And then push away from the wall, trip and fall backwards. Just falling backwards onto the ground. As you do, you see that your personal shadow has returned. And looking at your shadow, you also notice that there's like this inky darkness that's kind of coming from your boots, just drifting up your legs. And as they reach, like Hush and Mickey, you can see this as well, as they reach and reach up further, it's covering his arms, it's drifting up through his neck, and one goes into his mouth. And then you feel the shock of pain. You look at your hand, and there's a single black dot.
Can I rub it off?
Sure, go ahead and try.
What do I roll for this?
Uh, a medicine check?
I I rolled a 5.
Nah, that's just part of your hand now.
Okay, I found you. Something said I found you,
Okay.
and this appeared.
Excuse me?
And this is not the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me, so I'm not particularly crazy. Mickey, can I grab your sketchbook for a sec?
Yep.
I'm going to draw what I saw of the face.
As you try to draw what you saw of the face, you remember seeing it. You can't remember the dimensions. You can't remember exactly what you saw in that space.
Did I
It's-
recognize the
It's
face
a
at all
fleeting memory. Uh,
in the moment?
in the moment, you did not.
Okay,
You
something
said
else.
something said it's found you, right? Do you
Yep.
recognize the voice?
Nope.
And judging by your drawing, I mean,
Yeah, I can't. The memory's gone. It's like a dream.
Oh. That was a really good try, though. We'll keep working at it.
Yeah, I need a lot of
Um,
work.
You
Okay.
draw a dinosaur.
Hey, that's a
Uh,
face, isn't it? It's definitely a
It has
face.
white hair and a beard.
So
Hey.
the two of you, Quinn and Faye, would arrive in this home right now. Hear the conversation happening from downstairs.
How
Okay.
y'all doing down there?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
I'll
this
follow
brick
down if
back.
I notice the open trapdoor.
You're gonna put
I'm
the
just
brick
gonna
back.
go meet them at the
Yeah, I'm
stairs and
putting
just
the
go.
brick back, and I'm not looking in. I'm going. I saw a lot of stuff in there that looked pretty cool, and one thing that was less cool. Um,
I kind of want to look in it,
don't.
please.
When I meet up with Ryan, is my passive perception is 16. Is that high enough to notice that he's got his shadow back?
Yes.
I'll point at the ground and I'll be like, "Hey, that's you got your shadow back. That's good."
I'm gonna
It was
put my palm
hiding
out with
in
the
the
dot,
wall.
and then just be like, "Yeah, it's come at a cost, and I have no idea what the fuck this is."
Oh, black dot.
Yep. I mean,
it's-
as I said, spoiler, and then I'll pull down my sleeve and show the brand. It's like not the weirdest thing that's ever come on my body. So,
It was behind
Okay.
that
Yeah.
brick.
Do you mind if I take a look at that mark on your hand?
please, I have no idea what it is.
I want to take a look at it and just see if it reminds me of if it makes me think of anything else that I might be
Anything
familiar with.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation.
A medicine check?
Medicine, sure.
Oh, okay.
well, that was a very.
Or I mean, either one.
What could she be referring to?
I'm gonna look at.
I
this
never
first-
know. What could she be referring to? That's an 18.
18. Sorry for the silence. Trying to figure out how to explain this.
No worries.
though the dot itself does not remind you of anything so super deep and void of light. It is just a black spot in his
Hmm.
hand. It gives you that
Okay.
eerie feeling of I'll give you this. With a roll of 18, it doesn't remind you of what you're thinking of. But
Okay.
you think that it might be magical.
All right.
Did Ryan?
So let go of your. Mhm.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just she'll kind of let go of his hands. It's not anything I'm familiar with, but clearly there's something very strange happening here.
Hmm.
So did Ryan clue us in on exactly what happened when he looked in the brick, or is it just like I looked in the brick and got a weird mark? Whoopsie.
It's about all he remembers.
Yeah. I remember seeing something cool, but I don't remember what it was.
You want me to take a look?
Please don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Also, is she dead?
Yes, she's very, very dead. Highly dead. Don't look at the face. It's pretty horrifying.
Too
Don't
late.
look at it. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Like,
I love that
seriously.
phase. Like, I kind of want to, but
I kind of
What,
do.
what do you do when someone tells you not to do something?
Yeah, I kind of want to look at it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at the face. I'm gonna go take a look at her. Ooh, yeah, she dead. She's very dead.
Yep, told you.
I'm not going to ask you to roll a saving throw because I don't think you'll need to.
Okay, so that's the two missing people who were
Positive. She isn't a
Do we
bug.
have any way of telling? Do we have any way of telling how long she's been dead here like this? If it seems like it's been a couple days, or if this was recent.
I'm over by the body. I'll make a check if you need me to. I'll take a look.
Roll a medicine check.
Medicine check. Ooh, okay, 16. I see a lot of dead bodies.
16, you'd think probably, based on the scabbing, probably 2 days.
About 2 days.
I'm sorry. This one's been dead longer. Never mind. Retract that. 5 to 6 days.
Wait a second. Nah, 5 to 6. Almost a week.
Okay. I vote we go have a look at the rest of the house. I think this is Tenovan's old workshops. So apart from that brick, which if we meet him, I'm going to ask him about. Yeah, I don't think there'll be much else down here.
I vote we check out the other two houses. Those two have been seen, and maybe there's a chance they're not dead yet, and we can stop them from being dead.
Hopefully, or at least like inform them of what's going on.
Or if they are bugs, stop them before they kill people.
That
It's
too.
a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
You were able to tell pretty quickly, Faye, that the one we thought was canary feather was some sort of insect creature, right? He seemed to
Oh,
react pretty quickly when he came in the door.
oh yeah. The second I tried to talk in his mind, it was just 1,000 bugs screaming in mine. So yeah.
Well, at least we won't have to look
Ooh.
for very many clues if we do run into a living person.
Faye, I have an idea.
I'm all ears.
You said that you're able to telepathically communicate with what we thought was canary feather, and you heard insects.
Yes.
For safety's sake, would you want to do that first? Listen for other minds that might be joined within the house before we just barge on in there.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I got to make eye contact with him and be
Oh,
pretty close.
Um,
I mean,
I start walking towards. I start walking out of the house.
I'll follow him. And I'll be like talking over my shoulder. Like, I mean, maybe I could like walk around the house and like peek through windows. And if I see anyone, if they're close enough, I can do that. But
yeah, that's an option because like this is getting more and more dangerous the more we dig our noses into this.
yeah, just a little bit.
Ryan
Are we
has
taking a look
walked
around
away.
this house some more, or moving on to the others?
Next house.
I think. I mean, I think with her being dead in here, if there are clues, there'll still be clues. I think with the other two being locked in their house on projects, there's a chance we can either save them if they're living and let them know, or if they're already bug people, they're planning on doing something, and we can kill them before they do whatever they lock themselves in their house for.
Ryan, you've begun to. You've gotten down the entryway to the home, and you are now back out onto the street.
Yeah, I'm walking.
He's not with you guys anymore. He's gone.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
What?
I,
Okay.
s- I
Wait,
said
what?
Ryan is not with you anymore. He walked out of
No,
the house.
I heard what you said. Oh, I thought you meant like he disappeared.
Nope.
Oh, he started walking away and left.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'll follow him at a distance. He went into a spooky basement, got a weird black mark, and now he's like walking with a purpose, and that makes me a bit nervous.
Mind control.
As you all get back out to the edge of the street, you notice Ryan uh, entering into the house of Lydia, one of the other Insight Guild members, ignoring the rest of Dahlia's home. Unless you all wish to stay in there and investigate further.
Nah.
Oh no, we're following the
No, I'll
T
follow
1000.
after him.
Yeah, we're following the T1000 as he walks on his death mission, whatever the hell's going on.
All right. It leads you up to the door. Ryan, the guards just recognize you and let you by. You enter the home. There is a large purple staircase in front of you. You can hear just this buzzing coming from up there.
Probably.
I'll walk up the stairs.
Are
You
we
guys
like
follow,
far
following
behind
Ryan.
him?
You're probably.
Yeah.
I'd say Hush could probably keep up. Like Hush could probably catch
Yeah.
up, but as you guys enter the home, I'm assuming you're pursuing him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
As you guys enter the
Yeah.
home, you see
Oh, yeah.
Ryan walking at the top of a purple staircase and beginning to walk around the circle of a balcony.
Ugh.
Hey Ryan, where are you going?
Can't hear that.
I'm just walking.
Oh shit.
Ryan!
She's gonna like Hush is gonna reach out and like get a hold of him to keep him still.
Roll a strength check. And roll an opposed strength check, please.
I rolled a 15.
And I have to find my strength check. Woo! I rolled a 15.
All right. You slow him down a bit. You guys are going to have to roll off again for it.
14. Good thing I'm rolling poorly.
11. I lost that time.
You grab onto his armor, and he is just dragging you. You have your feet dug in by the heels, and he's just dragging you.
I'm running to catch up.
Brian, stop!
Uh,
You know what?
you see a door called with a message over the top that says Le Grand Showroom or the Grand Showroom. And you hear it loud coming from in there.
Uh, uh,
I mean, I'm going to be
You-
rushing up
oh yeah.
to catch up to him,
Yep,
especially
same.
if I'm hearing buzzing from the direction he's walking in. So
And the time it would take him
dashing
to
if I need to.
open the door, the rest of you could catch up. Uh, as you do, Ryan, you throw the door open, and all of you can hear this just these just wings buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. And in this room, as you look around, you see there's a lot of different like pieces, like showpieces. Don't sneeze. Showpieces of art. Uh,
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
different
Another one.
musical instruments, and there's a large staircase that heads up to this like grand like gear sculpture that looks just awesome, and it just continually like clicks and clicks and clicks and clicks itself around. But in front of that gear structure, you can see a heavily emaciated, with just these lifeless eyes, but awake, looking tiefling woman. You look around the room and you can see that those same insectoid creatures, there are many of them with their wings flapping, but they look to be in these like little stasis shells, like these little pods that are just kind of held there. Ryan, your brain comes back into your own as you realize that you just walked all this distance into this new place. All of your friends are tugging and pulling at you, trying to stop you. And the
Uh,
other and the other thing you see is a floating cloaked figure with just this like the cloak is down, but you can see just this shining like reddish light, and just these two half moons that just come around like this. If you realize that it's trying to like pull your gaze in, but most of you are looking away from that. As you can see, the tendrils of this cloaked light, just this softly glowing darkness, is just kind of like wrapping around itself, forming into these little like crooked, fingery hands, and then changing and shifting. And you notice they start to change and shift into like ice, into rock. They freeze. They catch fire briefly. And this creature turns its gaze really fast. Uh, what are you guys looking at in this room?
Ryan.
not the creature.
I unfortunately probably was looking at the creature. I
Roll
don't.
a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, oh, oh boy.
Brian's too big. I'm pretty sure like his arm is like in front of my face.
Okay. 14.
14. You just avert your gaze in time as you can feel the gravity of its face looking at you. And it looks to Quinn, and you hear this voice pouring into your head. You must bring me the tether. Bring it here. Now. And that's where we're going to stop this.
No, I don't
Son
want
of
to
a boy.
stop.
I knew
I
it!
don't
I
wanna.
knew it.
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
So for anyone who decided to view this, watched it way in the future, please give me a send a flying car through your time machine back into the past. That's off topic. Thank you for checking into Halgia D&D. Again, I'm RJ, and that's Louis, Faye, Jackie, Kira, Quinn. I was like about to say character names.
Like my
I did say
freaking
Quinn,
dad.
didn't I? Micah, that's
Yeah, you
Micah.
did.
It's because you're
If you
looking
like
at our
this stuff-
pictures and mine is
if you
just twin.
Yeah. If you like this stuff, go ahead and follow and maybe subscribe. That'd be neat. But yes, thank you very much. And we hope you have a pleasant week. And goodbye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Goodbye.